the rights and privacy. The link is pinned to the top. You're more welcome to join the conversation at any time. We're on the road to 1,000. Once we reach that goal, we will do another Cash App giveaway of $100. And for my AEW fans, I know y'all been asking about this. As soon as we get monetized, I promise we will do the reactions to the pay-per-view events. You have my word. And don't forget to visit the BTSI show website. And also, real quick, let me pull this up. This Sunday, time to be determined. The Unicorn featuring Cali Bev. I will do another Christopher J's 101, this time with the complicated Cali Bev. Here's why I call her complicated. You guys know where she stands on a lot of these arguments on this side of YouTube, but it just made me wonder. Want to ask her few questions to see if this all makes sense. So please tune in this Sunday for my one-on-one sit down with the unicorn of the space, Cali Bev. So with that being stated, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for pulling up. Let's go ahead and get started with today's show. Now, the first topic, icebreaker. Man says when he gets married with a woman with kids, they need to call him dad. Yeah, I have a problem with that because I get it and I understand somewhat where he's coming from, but it's a little bit too weird. Like, here's the thing. My mom got remarried. And obviously I decided to stay with my dad and ride with him. So anytime when it comes to my mom's husband, I always addressed him by his first name. Now, in that, there was no disrespect. He was cool with it. My mom was cool with it. Cool. I already have a father. I'm not calling nobody else dad. Not doing that. As long as the child treats you with respect, like you are his father, for the most part, that's all that matters. And obviously, he can't call you any other crazy names because then now you're crossing that line to being flagrant. So, yes, pay all the bills, handle your business, do all of that. But say that kid, these kids need to call you daddy. Nah, you're tweaking just a little bit. Now, some people are going to say, so how's that any different from Steve Harvey and the Lori Harvey situation, changing her last name and all that stuff? It's a complete difference. It's night and day. But in regards to this, I'm not making them call me dad, but you sure as hell better respect me as dad. That's ain't never going to change. And I mean ever. Now, because a lot of people like to cross that line of disrespect. Some people want to be their kids' best friends, to be relatable to them. I was like, look here, we can be cool, we can do all that stuff, but here's some lines you cannot cross. And that line right there is not to cross. Now, some people are going to say, well, this guy just want to be, is a narcissist, you want to be controlling and that type of stuff. Well, like I say, hold on. The man is handling his business. I get it. That right there, you just pull him to the side, like, hey, buddy, come here, brother, look here. We hear what you're saying, but if these kids have a father and he's still active in their life, no way in hell should they call you dad, or should they should call you daddy. They have a father already. He's active. He pays the child support. He calls and keep in contact with the children daily. He sees them all the time, even throughout the week. He sees them. So, with that being stated, why in God's name should another man come in the picture and say, you know what? Call me dad. For what? You don't need a name that bad. If you want a child to call you dad, why don't you impregnate the woman that you're with? Wait 9 months, let the baby cry, let the baby go through the stages, and teach him to call you dad. That's how you handle that situation. Now, some of the people on the panel was a little bit didn't know how to come at that situation, but it is not that. Honestly, y'all, it's not that crucial. As long as the stepchild, treats the step parent with the same level of love and respect that he would treat his biological father, everything's going to be great. So there's no way that situation should happen where that man needs to put his foot down right there. That ain't happening. That makes no sense. And actually, let me. I'm sorry, I had to check my screen to make sure anybody popped up. But let me get to the next topic. Now, the second question, and my apologies for not having the questions already on the screen. Some of y'all came from Lapeef. You already know I was a little bit preoccupied, but that's okay. Second topic. Everybody wants to know everybody. See, as an introvert, I'm a pure introvert. I get it from my father. We don't like to be bothered by nobody. Everybody stay away. You ain't gotta know what I'm doing. You don't have to know what I did this weekend. You don't need to know why my facial expression this way. Mind your business. I remember when I used to work at the corporate office of Men's Warehouse. For those who don't know, I used to be a tuxedo consultant for Men's Warehouse when it comes to the wedding department. So yeah, I was. If you got married and you went to, I forgot what the bridal part was of us was called. Anywho, if you went ahead and got married, you put a registration through Men's Warehouse. Trust me, I probably called you between 2013 and 2014. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I called you. Now at that corporate warehouse, excuse me, that corporate office, I just came in, did my job, went home for the most part. Granted, that's where I met my wife. So usually I'm chilling with my wife, chilling with everybody, all this other stuff. But the higher ups, they didn't like my facial expression. They were trying to get to know me, trying to see what's going on, and all this other stuff. I was like, look, back off me. I'm fine. I'm at peace. You don't believe me? Why don't you ask this young lady right here? This is my girlfriend. She could tell you if anything's going on with me. It's just me. I didn't smile, especially back then. I was my teeth wasn't all the way right at that time, and I was just chilling. But people just want to get close to you. It's like I'm keeping y'all away from me for a reason because I don't know you guys like that. Nor do I want to know you. I just want to come here, do my job, and go home. That's it. But then that led to my dismissal. But I ain't tripping. But Fatty said this, and Fatty was right for most part of the night up until that last topic. We'll get to that later on. He said, "Your network is your network. Your network is your net worth." Yeah, I agree. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And I remember Fatty said this yesterday on his stream or the day before. Like most of the opportunities that he got, it's because he knew somebody. He's already smart. He's already educated. All he had to do was just talk to his friends, get me in the door, and once he got in that door, he was able to flourish. Your network is your network. It's not what you know, it's who you know. To Fatty's point, I get it. Precious, I started jumping up, waving my hand like I was a church, like she got it right. Precious said this, because I'm friendly, I am not your friend. At that same men's warehouse, I was still friendly to people. Don't get it twisted. I was friendly and I was professional, but I was not your friend. Not at all. I already have enough friends as is. I like to keep my circle small and keep it between me. At that time, I had like three real close friends, and they were all from University of Houston. So like that's my crew, that's my clique. We good. I don't need too many other people. So I agree with that. Like she brought up her coworker, like, why did you like one of her coworkers was as an example, one of her coworkers was like, why didn't you tell me about ABCD? I ain't gotta tell you nothing. I'm not obligated to tell you anything. That's none of your business. So I feel that. And Nicole, Miss Honda specs herself. Jesus Christ. I don't know where she was going with this. I don't know who she was trying to impress. Maybe the person's hair that she was doing. She said all men are liars and cheaters. No, Nicole, all the men you dealt with were liars and cheaters. So that must mean this, because I've been saying this on Clubhouse for Lord knows how long. If you deal with nothing but liars and cheaters, ladies, it's because you're giving off an energy that attracts them to you. You're putting something out there to only catch liars and cheaters. You know how I know? Because the good man is also in the area and they're not catching that hook you're throwing out in the water for whatever reason. There's a multitude of reasons why you're not drawing the good man that you want. So to say all men are liars and cheaters, you have not came across every single man on this planet. Excuse me, let me take that back. Yeah, you haven't come across every man within your own community, let alone on the planet, to even go with that false narrative you try to put out there. Because trust me, if you met a man that was, not to brag, you met a man that was half of me, you would be at peace. So obviously, the saying all men are liars is a complete bullshit. So I don't know. Maybe you're gonna have to go in my archives on Clubhouse or on YouTube, find that marriage series that I did. It's a 4-part series, and figure it out. You're putting something out there to attract the liars. That's all I'm saying. But she'll be all right. She'll be all right. She's only 28 years old. What was the next topic? The third topic. Black people in interracial relationships that downplay other black people in order to justify being in a relationship. Um, Typically, this is a woman thing. I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you guys. This is something that the women normally do when they get with that, and we'll get to fantasy in a minute. When they get their white man, which is fine. Interracial dating, there's nothing wrong with it. In my book, I don't have a problem with it. When you get your white man, you parade him around, which is fine. You should be proud of your man. But what you're doing is you're uh, signifying to all the men that he's better than you because he's white, and because he's white, he's able to do A, B, C, and D. Now that's corny as hell, extremely corny. That's a man. Usually women do that. Now, does black men do that at a small amount? Still corny either way. So that right there, that's a bit of a self hate. Now that's where the self hate comes in. Dating outside of your race is not self hate. The reason why might be the reason why you date another person that's not your own might be self hate. Because here's my take, and when I talk to people, you can date whoever you want in the community and out of the community. Just don't go bad mouth us to everybody that you see or whatever the case may be. Because just like you don't respect us, the people you're talking to, they're not gonna respect you, because at the end of the day, you're talking about your family. So I always tell people, you want to interracial date, please do you. That is perfectly fine, but be careful what you say and how you say it, because that's a reflection on you, not the people you're talking about. Now let's get to fantasy, because those know when I did my Christopher J's one-on-one series, the first person I did an interview with is Fantasy Island Girl. Matter of fact, it's titled Breakout Star. One of the things that we talked about, her interracially dating her boyfriend, and that type of stuff, how that big blow up with her and Jay Prince took place. Fantasy doesn't parade her boyfriend around this side of the platform like, oh, he's so good to me because he's white. He's better than y'all man, because he's white and y'all black. Fantasy doesn't do that. She never has done that, especially the panels that we've been on. Tonight was not the only panel we've been on. We've been on plethora of panels. So Fantasy is not that type of girl that most people try to perceive her as. She's cool as hell. She's great to talk to. I love listening to her. She's very open about her life. So when people bring up her white boyfriend, she does have a point that the man does that on this space. They like to bring up that she's with a white man. Here's my take on that. So the fuck what? Doesn't matter. And also, you guys, the interview's out anyway. You guys really want to know? You don't know? She was married before to a black guy who they both serve in the military, and they both got last time I checked, 2 kids. That didn't work out for whatever reason. Now she's with her current boyfriend, which was her ex previously. Now they're together and they're happily enjoying each other. So I know a lot of people like to throw that out there. To that, I say, so what? And let me be real. Most of the people that try to call out about that, they're not in a relationship, let alone married. I'm just saying. So who are you guys to throw? Who you guys throwing stones at, really? Now, that's just a thought for those regarding fantasy. Now, maybe I was in and out and I couldn't hear this, but when Chanel and Lady Di got on fantasy, pretty much saying this: say attitude, not black girls' attitude, because I guess they feel away about the negative connotation of that saying. Lady Di and Chanel is wrong, and here's why: black women, let me rephrase that, some black women like to lead with that they are strong, independent black women. And they don't lead with that. They like to lead with black girl magic, black girl attitude, black girl this, black girl that. And guess what? That's their prerogative. They can do all of that. But if that's what you're leading with, you got to understand, what does these phrases mean? What does this terminology mean? How is it perceived from the outside world? Now, when black women, now they said don't say black girl attitude or black woman's attitude, just say attitude, because all women have attitudes. Yes, all women have attitudes, but who displays it the most? That's when we have to start telling the truth. Now, who's up there? Yes, yes, black women tend to show the most attitudes. So does white women. So does Latino women. And that's originally your top three. And depending on the day, they're fighting for number one. But let's talk about black women. There's something about black women's attitudes. For some odd ass reason, it turns a lot of people off. Not to say white women and Latino women don't get turned off, because I see it all the time. But there's something about black women that for some reason that gets turns off most. I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. However, one thing we can say is it's still turning off people. So until we can find out why, let's at least start with the solution and figure that part out. Let's figure out what the solution to rectify this. And right now, the thing is, you have to lose the attitude. Whether it's a black girl attitude or attitude, doesn't matter how you label it. You got to get rid of it, and you got to lose it, because uh, that attitude is a form of masculinity. Masculinity does not look good on a woman. We do understand that some women have to be masculine because of the situations that they're in, whether it's voluntary or involuntary. Some of you guys know what I mean when I say that. We understand masculinity in a woman is necessary for some situations, but at the same time, there's an on and off switch. And when you're trying to deal with a significant other, whether it be within the black community or whether it be outside the black community, turn that shit off. I'm trying to get you guys to get this on your fingers. Turn that off. Yes, there's a way to express your anger if you have an issue, but turn the attitude off. Turn the masculinity completely off. Turn it on when you need to, but in most cases, when you're dealing with men or you're trying to build something, what they say, build something or grow together, you're not going to get far with a bad attitude. I'm just telling you right now. I'm trying to look out for you. Uncle Chris, Uncle Jay, whatever y'all want to call me, try to look out for you. I love you guys. I want you guys to win. I want you guys in the winner circle with me and my wife. That's some real shit. Now, oh yeah. Next topic, cheek critiques. One of these days, I'm gonna just sit back. Every now and then, I flip back and forth between the streams of that and Fight Club. One of these days, I'm gonna go maybe pull up. One of these days, if they drop the link, I will. It's easier for a guy making 100K a year to get married. Bullshit. I don't know who that young lady was, but that's complete cap. How is that complete cap? You say it's easy. You can be broke as a joke. Go, go. You and that girl go to the courthouse and get married. Pay a couple of dollars. Or if you don't want to get married legally and you belong to a church, go to the preacher. Hey, pastor, me and my lady, we want to get this done and we want to do it here. Free. Congratulations, you guys are married. That's two ways to get married. It is very easy for anybody to get married, no matter what tax bracket you in. So I don't know what she's talking about. Now, maybe she's trying to say, what would she be trying to say? It's easier to stay married or handle marriage if you have 100K. I don't know about that neither. Because if you don't know, you don't have the basics down, that thing is going to disintegrate. So really, money doesn't matter. Like, let's go to part one of my marriage series. I got 5 steps in part one. Don't matter if you make 100K. Don't matter if you make a million. It don't matter if you make $10,000. And if you do make $10,000, you're doing something wrong in life. What is your strengths in a marriage? You got to identify that first. What is your weakness? You have to identify that so you can make it your strength. What is your role in that marriage? You got to identify at least 3. What are your top 3 roles into making sure this marriage stands? And also, while you're at it, what are 3 things that describes you? Then you get to number 4, build a wife. Shout out to my 2K players who like to build a player. Go ahead and build your wife. What are your 3 standards? Minimum 3 standards. And what are your preferences? Don't be too caught up on the preferences because a lot of y'all miss a good thing because you're solely focused on how does she look? Is her butt big? Or in regards, or flip that around. How much money does he make? What car he drives? That type of stuff. Don't get caught up on the preferences. Stick to the main 3, the main standards. Now, once you identify that, then you get to number 5. The 5th step of the part 1 is go search your wife, research your wife. The who, what, when, where, how, and why. Once you get that set up, the rest of part 2, part 3, part 4 of the marriage series is easy. And guess what? You don't have to be making 100K to do that. Put the finances to the side. It's nice. It'll help, but that's not going to be the foundation of your marriage. That's the problem. Finances should never be the foundation of your marriage. So let's say you lose your job because a lot of people lost their jobs a few years ago because of the pandemic. And granted, there was a lot of divorces there as well. So you see why the foundation of your relationship matters. It it can be money. If it is money, you're in for a world of hurt if the universe decides to take that money from you. So yeah, it helps, but to say it's easier, it will not make a damn difference. Now, Bruiser says something that I slightly disagree with. A 30K guy is vetting for a helpmate versus the 100K guy. Here's the thing: you need what to be like I said, 30K, 300K, 3 million. I need a helpmate in all stages. And he somewhat contradicted himself just a tad bit in that because he said, while you're ready for a helpmate on a 30K guy, the 100K guy is looking for a wife that can take care of the house and take care of the kids. That's still a helpmate. So you need a helpmate in all these stages in life, all these financial ascendings that you're going to go through. So helpmate, you need them. That's a non-negotiable. Doesn't matter how much money you make. Each category, each step that you go on, y'all should vet the same way. Honestly, I let's say this: if I was making what's the average for black men, 40 around 40 or 50, I want to vet for a wife as if I was a millionaire. Although I'm not a millionaire yet, One day, hell, my mouth to God's ear, I will be. I'll you I already have my $1 million wife or $1 billion wife. I already have her. So all I need to do is get the money up. And I'm saying all that because you need a helpmate for each stage of your life, regardless of how much you make. Just wanted to throw that out there. Now, meat of the conversation, meeting your partner's expectations. Now, with that video, and also I should have said this on the stream. Do want to take a moment and thank Jr. for allowing me on the panel. I greatly appreciate it. This is probably my third time ever coming on Lapeef. Hey, I was happy to be on. I was happy to and join the conversation with some people that I never seen on the panel before, and people I already been. I know Izzy, I know Fatty, I know Fantasy. But let's get to the topic. The video that he posted. I think a lot of people, Sweeney was right. They really got caught up on the terminology of making your wife happy. And Fatty, Izzy, they weren't feeling that. And I'm trying to figure this out. I was like, I don't think you guys are really understanding from this standpoint. Now, Izzy, I never really actually sat down and talked to him about his previous marriage. I don't think he's in a relationship right now. That's none of my business. But his previous marriage, I never really asked about that or his mentality of how he handled that to where he's at now. But the reason I say that is because it's like, Izzy, you should know that it's okay to just do the little things. The little things are not going to hurt. Now, Fatty, I completely understand. He ain't trying to get married. He said that several times. Not trying to get married, not trying to be a family man, none of that. His prerogative. But what that brother was saying in the video is communication is key. What he's saying is my wife is trying to get my attention about something that's just nagging her. The little things um, that will get on another partner's nerves. We don't we don't know what it is. Well, I think in their case they said checking in. That's when I came in on the panel and I gave my example. Those who don't know, I am a commissioned officer in the state of Texas. What does that mean? That means in my security job, I'm allowed to carry a firearm with me. I got a firearm, I got a vest, I got all this tactical equipment stuff on me on a daily basis, like maybe 14 to 16 hours a day. So, with that example, the checking in, my wife, God bless her, love her to death. I would do anything for her. She hates that I'm in this job. She doesn't like the idea that I was considering to be maybe a CEO for a little bit before I can easily go join the police academy or however that case may be. She doesn't like the fact that I'm into that stuff because my main goal in life is just to assist people in some way, shape, or form to help to give people a helping hand. Nobody did that for me growing up for the most part, and I wanted to make sure I do something for the community, do something for everybody. That's why I tell people I'm outside. I mean that for real. I'm outside helping people. My wife, she understands I have a job to do, and I'm doing my job. This is the best thing to do before I go back for my last semester in college. Then hopefully I either do accounting or go to law school, whatever. I got too many options. She don't like that I'm doing this job because she knows that is dangerous. Even when I was a non-commissioned officer, which is no gun, I was still in situations where I could have lose my life, dealing with MS-13s, dealing with two shootouts, and that type of stuff. She didn't like the fact that one time, ABC 13 in Houston, they reported on whatever site I was protecting, there was a shooting, and The fact that she watched that news over and over to see me on the news, and for that situation to happen, it just rubbed her the wrong way, and it just always in the back of her mind. So, but I didn't pay too much attention to that then. 16 months later, there was another shooting in that same location. Uh, Same deal. And I want to say 3 years ago, different company, current company I'm with now, I responded. I was backing up one of my officers because he said there was a shooting. I sped over there and to the gas station. Next thing I know, I see a guy, the inside of a guy's head. He got his head blown off. Drug deal gone bad, I guess. Told that to my wife. She was frantic. She was scared, but I ain't paid no mind to it. Till one day, she just sat down and talked to me. It's like, and she really told me how much this really bothers her, how it scares her to know that one day, because I come home late anyway, to wake up to know that I'm not there. Where's my husband? Uh, your husband um did his job to the highest order, but he won't be able to come home. That's gonna break her heart, and that's gonna break my son's heart. To the fact that the idea that although that can happen, the fact that I'm not checking in with her, talking to her, seeing where I'm at, and that stuff, the little things that put her minds to ease. It's the little things like that. That's see me telling her what I'm doing, checking in on her, talking stuff like that is not going to compromise my manhood. I'm still a grown ass man at the end of the day. Nobody inside of YouTube, outside of YouTube, Clubhouse for that matter, is going to tell me I'm not a man. Nobody goes, damn sure can't call me a sim because I'm against that. It's okay to see. This is when the Bible says you need to submit to each other. This is what the Bible was talking about. It's okay as a man to just do this little thing. Just give him a little. It's a little request. My wife don't ask for much anyway. If she wants to just me to check in with her just to make sure her anxiety is low, that's cool because if her anxiety is low, my son's spirit is high. And my son's spirit is high, and her spirit's gonna be high, and I'm gonna be at peace because I cannot afford to have everybody messed up. All because it could have been avoided if I just sent a simple text. Hey babe, what you doing? I'm at work. I'm on this side of town. I'm on that side of town. Just a little stuff. I do a dangerous job. Am I law enforcement? No, I'm not. And but hell, there's sometimes most of the times I engage in activities that I think should be exclusively for law enforcement. But hey, if somebody calls and need help, here I come. So there's nothing wrong with make addressing or adhering to your wife's request. Now, Fatty gave an example about girls' trip, wearing this skimpy outfit and all that stuff. Now, here's the thing that is different. That's going to compromise my marriage. You revealing too much, you advertising yourself for the public so I can get unwanted visitors in my business, which is my wife. Yeah, that's going to compromise my marriage. Girls' trip, yeah, that's the self-explanatory. Hell no. And shout out, well, I'm not gonna say that name because I respect that guy, and I might see him and his wife next month. So yeah, fellas, it's okay to listen to your wife, listen to your significant other. If she want, if there's some little things that she want done, just do it. I'll give you a perfect example. Because men, the same thing go for us. If your lady, for the record, this has nothing to do with me, never have, never will. Fellas, let's say if your woman was serving you down there and she decided to use teeth, wouldn't you open your mouth and say something? I'm just saying, keep the same energy because what your wife is saying is, it's telling you, babe, there is something you're doing that's hurting me so bad that it feels like the skin is being scraped off of my body. That's all she's saying. Now, is she going to have you do a whole bunch of shit like, oh, I don't like you when you wear that. Oh, I don't like how you talk to these people. Oh, I don't like how you do A, B, C, D. Now she's trying to emasculate you. That's different. So you got to understand there's boundaries in play, things that she's not allowed to cross. If you keep that in mind to keep her within bounds, it's okay to acquiesce to the little things that she's asking for. It's not going to kill you. Trust me. You'll be fine. And some of y'all will say, well, what do my partners think about this, all this other stuff? I'll say you're letting too many people in your personal life anyway, if you're so worried about that. So I would say keep that in mind. But fellas, you'll be all right. Don't worry about what Izzy say. Don't worry about what my guy Fatty said. I'm about to go pull up on this stream in a minute, but don't worry about that. Y'all gonna be fine. Trust me. You have my word. And other than that, people, because it is actually excuse me, it is actually 2 o'clock in the morning on my time. That stream ended a little bit late, but that's okay. But it's been a while since I did this. I've just been busy taking care of a lot of things, but I'm glad we was able to get a all world reaction in. I haven't done that in so long. But I think I appreciate you guys for pulling up. I really do. I do want to remind you guys, those want to come up, you can, but we about to head out of here. Do want to remind you guys that this Sunday we will be talking to Callie Bev for our one-on-one interview, the unicorn. And speaking of one-on-one, those you guys already know, I went to Dallas a couple of weeks ago. Obviously for the bag chasers, but I did do a sit-down one-on-one talk with my guy, Content King, in Dallas. So the meeting of two kings, go ahead and watch that. Enjoy it. There was a lot of gems in that interview that I think you guys are going to be able to use. And I think it's going to be important for you guys in your YouTube and your content creating future. All right. Other than that, people, I appreciate you guys coming. I appreciate you guys pulling up. We're gonna dip out of here. But before you guys go, please do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube page, follow me on all my social media accounts. Links are located in the description, including the Cash App as well. Participants waive all the rights to privacy. Let's get me to 1,000 subscribers so we can do another Cash App giveaway of $100. And don't forget to visit the B.TS Show website. So I appreciate you guys for coming. I'm about to swing over to Fatty's channel, check in with him, see if he's all right. But this is the B.TS Show. I'm your host, Christopher J. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out. Have a good night. Y'all be safe. You would think I have, oh, there it is. I'm tripping.